There are certain medications, skin conditions, and many other contraindications for body waxing. Please make sure you click the link in the description box prior to trying this to ensure your eligibility and safety. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to safely wax yourself at home. And honestly, waxing is really fun when I wax other people, but it's very, very annoying when it's time to wax myself. So I really wait until I can't take it anymore. So let's go ahead and jump right in. You will need a wax pot, a can of wax, a collar for your wax, 4x4s, wax beads. This is a preferred brand that I use, and this is what they look like. Gloves, obviously. Wax sticks, a pre-wax cleanser, or a pre-post wax oil. So you want to stir your wax while it's melting to see the consistency of it. It's very runny right now, so that lets me know that the wax is very hot and probably too hot to work with. So I'm going to continue to stir it, covering those wax beads in the middle to help them melt. And I'm going to let it sit a little bit, and eventually I did turn this wax pot off altogether. After it sat a little bit, it starts to cool down, and you can see the wax is much thicker. When I pull the wax stick up, it runs much more slowly, so that lets me know that the wax is probably safe to work with at this point. But before I put it under my arms, I'm going to do a test strip. And rubbing it on that 4x4 to wipe my underarm. And this is just going to clean off any sweat, oil, deodorant in the area so that the wax adheres to the hair well. I'm tucking a napkin in my shirt. I definitely recommend doing this if this is your first time waxing yourself at home, because it is a very messy process and you don't want to ruin any clothes with wax. You can feel the area to see if there's any excess oil there, to see if you need to clean it off with maybe alcohol or a dry 4x4. You can test the wax on your wrist to see the temperature of it. If it's not too hot for your wrist, it won't be too hot for your underarm. You want to spin the stick towards you to prevent the wax from falling off of the stick, and you want to do this until you actually distribute it onto the area. Now ideally you want to smooth the wax in the direction that your hair grows. It does grow in several different directions. So typically I place one large strip going downward and one large strip going upward. And then I just do cleanups where I need it. And once most of the hair is gone, you can pretty much tell which direction the hair is growing. So this strip was not completely set. It was very stringy when I pulled it up. And if you pull it up before it's ready to be pulled up, it will be much more painful. I'll be honest, I did lay a horrible strip. Usually the first strip is kind of messy, but you want to make sure that the wax is thick throughout the entire strip and even, so that when you do pull it up, you don't break any hairs and you get them from the root. When you smooth your strip, you want to make a thick lip at the end where you plan to snatch it up so that it's easier for you to grip it and it doesn't break while you're pulling it. A few of my strips did break, so you'll see how to correct that in this video as well. You kind of want to tap the wax. If your gloves don't stick to it, you can press on it and you'll be able to feel if it still feels gummy. You'll know when the wax is dry enough to be pulled. You want to pull very quickly and as parallel to your skin as possible. And once you've pulled the strip, quickly apply pressure to the area to relieve any stinging. So there's just one little patch left, so I'm doing one last strip here. Also, I am using a fresh wax stick every time I lay a strip. I never double dip. I also recommend this even if you only plan to wax yourself and use that same pot of wax on yourself only to avoid any possible cross-contamination. It is still possible. press on top of the wax strip to help it dry. Snatch quickly and apply pressure. If you have little pieces of wax left, just fold your strip in half and it should still be sticky enough to get the rest of that wax off. Once you're done removing all of the hair, you can use that post-wax oil on a 4x4 to wipe the area again. Now you have a nice smooth underarm. My underarms are really dark, but believe it or not, they were much darker prior to waxing. The hyperpigmentation in my armpits has significantly been reduced since I've been waxing. I always look at my strips after I pull it out. I'm so fascinated by the hair. So you can see there was a little patch, so I'm just going to lay a thick strip on top of that to get it up. One more patch. And I could see that hair was going downward. So I'm laying my strip downward as well, making a lip at the bottom. And then you can use the stick to lightly flick up that lip so that it's easier to pull. And you wait. Nice and smooth. So this should last me a good 2 weeks, but knowing myself, I'll probably wait until buckwheat is back underneath my armpits. Now, after waxing, you don't want to take any hot showers. Your pores will still be pretty open and very sensitive. And you're all done. Thanks for watching, guys.